We can get started here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I am joined here by fifth-year forward Masseny Kaba from nearby Dorchester and fifth-year guard Tay Sanders. Before we open it up to questions for the student-athletes, just please remember to wait for a wireless mic. State your name and affiliation before asking a question. We'll be joined by Masseny and Tay for a max of 15 minutes, and if there are still any if there are no questions left here, we'll open it up to the virtual audience. For our virtual friends, just go ahead and put your hand up virtually, and we'll call on you and let you know when it's your turn if that transpires. And transcripts will be available shortly following the press conference, as they have all weekend, thanks to ASAP Sports. We can open it up to questions. Pat, right here. Cappy's going to mic.
Hi, Pat Eaton-Robb with the Associated Press. Masseny, obviously this is a familiar foe that you're facing. I was just rereading some of the stories from the last game you guys played. Very physical contest. You got an intentional foul in that. Diamond got an intentional foul. So what do you remember of those games, and how physical do you expect it to be tomorrow, and are you expecting it to be that kind of a game?
I mean, it's always a physical game, no matter who we're playing, because that's just our intensity. So, I mean, we can't really talk about what's going to happen. I'm not sure if there's going to be technicals or anything called. I'm not the refs, but I mean, it's always going to be physical. We always go out there and play hard. So, it's just, I really don't know. We're just going to go out and play hard tomorrow. So, they might be, but nothing that's going to be really intentional.
Dom, go ahead.
Tay, after beating Florida, which had won, I guess it was 20 in a row or so against UCF, now you face a team that you haven't beaten also in a long time, 13 in a row. Does yesterday's win give you guys an extra boost of confidence that you can do this tomorrow night?
I mean, I guess you can say it would, but I mean, we've had confidence for our team this whole year because we've been successful. We've played together. We follow Coach Abe's plan, so as long as we keep doing that, I feel like we'll continue to be successful. So that's pretty much it.
Over here.
Jason Beatty, Orlando Sentinel. Moss, we weren't able to talk with you last night. What did you think of Brittney Smith's performance, and is that surprising to see from her?
That's my dog. No, but Brittney's a great player. She's phenomenal. It's really hard to guard her. She has that turnaround jump shot. It can't be contested. Even if you try to contest it, good luck. But she's just a great player. She's been a great player. I mean, I've always told her that. We put our confidence and into her, and she can see that. And last night she performed great, and we're glad that she performed that way because it helped us move on to this next round. So we just hope that she keeps on bringing it to the game.
Scott Adams, UCF Athletics. Ladies, this year has been so many different firsts here for UCF women's basketball. What does that mean to both of you individually to be a part of a story like this and a run like this?
I mean, for me personally, it's a great feeling, being that I'm helping build this program. I've been here for 5 years, and they've been here for 6. So for the 5 years, I know what it's like to lose. I know what it's like to win. And for us to now make history and break records that was never set at UCF, and I can come back and say that I was a part of that, it's just something that makes me feel happy. It's something that, I want the players that are coming up to UCF or coming to UCF to see, and just for the whole world to see that UCF is a great program. They have great coaches. They have great players. And, we're not considered that big of a program or big of a school, but it's coming. Their time is coming, and it'll be, schools that recruits would like to go to. So that's just something that I'm glad that we were able to do for this program.
Do you want to add to that?
No.
All right. Dom, go ahead.
Yeah, Dom Amori from the Hartford Current. Could you both speak to Nykesha Sales' impact on you and how she's helped you throughout your time at UCF?
Well, Nykesha is my position coach. So I've been here since my junior year. This is my 3rd year now. So she's really been helping me just continue to just play hard, and she always helped me with my shooting. She's always just competing when she's in practice with us. So I feel like she's really just bringing that energy, that intensity to this program. And we need all of our coaches. All of our coaches have different personalities. So I don't know. She's just a really great coach to just have under her wing. So yeah.
I mean, they don't call her Cool Keish for a reason.
Yeah, she Cool Keish now.
I mean, she's just a great coach. Like, she's someone that's real laid back and chill. So, like, if my position coach, Coach East, is yelling at me that day, she'll come up to me and be like, "You got it, Mas, don't worry about it." Like, she's just someone that's there, you know, like, to help us. She's not the one that's always going to yell at you and this and that, but she's going to let you know what you did wrong. And if she's really speaking to you, you know it's really coming from a deep down, you know, in there, she really means it, because she doesn't really speak much. So when she does, she really cares for you, and we can see that. And I just think she's a great coach overall.
Yeah.
What do you all call her?
Cool Keish.
Cool Keish?
I'm pretty sure everybody call her that, Cool Keish.
Pat?
Masseny, can you talk about specifics in terms of what you have seen in the growth of this program over the 5 years you've been here? Where have the biggest improvements been? What has the buy-in been among the team, and especially on the defensive end? Where have you seen the biggest improvements?
I mean, being here for 5 years, I feel like our defense has always been, you know, a key factor. We've been number 1, number 2 in the nation in defense, and I don't think that was ever the problem. I don't think defense is ever our problem. But I think offensively we've grown as a program over the years. I can say now we have threats on the perimeter and inside the paint, and that's just something that our coaches really enforced in us this year, being that we need to score more. And I feel like everyone's scoring more, and that's something that I see improvements in. And if we can become an offensive and a defensive team, we're going to be really hard to, like, guard and play against, to be honest.
Vicky?
Hi, my name is Vicki Fulkerson. I'm from the New London Day in Connecticut. I guess for both of you, you both came back for your 5th year this year, right? Was there any question of whether you wanted to come back, and how happy are you that you came back and got all this accomplished this year? It's been an amazing year.
Well, there was no question of coming back, because we knew that everything we went through last year is going to mean something next year for us, and we've proved that. Like, we've become a better team, we've become closer. We literally have the same team back, but adding some more keys to our team. So I just feel like it was meant to happen, you know. Everything is meant to be, and I'm happy to say I came back and I've made history.
Just piggybacking off Tay, like she said, we came back and we made history, and that's something that we talked about. Being that we were seniors last year, we were like, I can't believe that we just lost this championship game. Like, if we come back next year, we really have to be locked in as a team to want to win this championship. And ever since we flipped the switch and we, you know, put what we wanted into our teammates and into the new players that came in, and it's just nice to say that we were able to actually achieve those goals that we set in the beginning of the season.
Ryan Welch from WKMG TV in Orlando. Question for both of you. You know, playing UConn, I'm sure, can be intimidating for a lot of programs, but you guys have played them tough over the years. What is the mindset heading into Monday's game? It seems like you guys are not going to be intimidated at all.
I mean, for me, I think basketball is 5-on-5. It's 5 players against 5 players, no matter if you're UConn, no matter who you are. Like, no matter if we're playing pickup on the street, it's our 5 against your 5, and in the end, it's going to be one team's going to win. And it's going to be either our team or their team, and it's going to be who really wants it more. And I just feel like that's what it's always in when it comes to basketball to me.
Yeah, we have to approach every game as is. That's all we're going to do. We're going to have the same game plan. We're always going to approach every team, going to have the same intensity, same defensive plan, like everything. Like, nothing's going to change. Like, nothing in our heart is going to change either. So, yeah.
Anybody else? Over here.
Ladies, with so much success that you had this year, yet from a national level, maybe not until the end of the season, did you really start getting on maps of voters and coaches, and then finally getting into the top 25, and then coming into the NCAA tournament and beating Florida? Do you feel as if you guys have now finally maybe attained some of the respect that you think you probably should have been getting in the middle of the season and then maybe towards the end of the season?
I mean, I hope we did, but if we didn't, hey, if we didn't, that's on you. But
Yeah.
I would hope so. I would hope you respect us. I mean, we show it every single game. We show our work, we show our ethic, we show how hard we play on the court, we show all of that. So if you don't respect us, I mean, that's on you, to be honest. There's nothing we could do about that but come out the next game and play even more harder. But like I said, we've always been the underdogs. I mean, at this point, it's up to you if you want to think we're the underdogs or not, but we know what we are and we know where we stand in our hearts. So it doesn't matter what the outside really thinks about us, because we're playing for each other. We're not playing for everybody out there who has something to say about us, whether it's negative or positive, to be honest. a family. We stick with each other, and we're going to play for each other, and that's what matters to us.
That was so cute.
Anybody else with us in person? Pat?
Just one more following up on Dom's question. When you walk in here and you see the plaques on the wall of all the great UConn players, and Nykesha's one of those, I know it was before you guys were around that she helped hang banners here, but have you, in terms of her as a player, do you guys ever watch what she did? Do you know the kind of player she was? Do you emulate anything she did? Do you know anything about Nykesha the player?
Well, we know a little bit about her from like just practices. She shows what she can do. I know she hasn't played in a while, but I definitely can see what she can do. But I mean, as her player, like I've had individual workouts with her. She showed me a lot of workouts, like a lot of different things that I can work on, and I feel like she's gonna continue to help me as after the season. So I'm glad to be like her player.
For me, we could just see how hard she played and how hard she wanted it in practice. Even like when the scout team do something wrong, she starts screaming at them and we're like, oh, Keisha not playing with y'all no more. You guys better stop. But you could just see like that was the type of player that she was. Like she was about business when she was on the court, and then off the court, she's cool Keish. But when she's playing and that ball's in her hand, she's no joke. And we have to practice against her every day, so we understand what type of player she was.
I feel like that's why we're competitive, because of her, because of all of our coaches. Keisha's competitive. Keisha's not playing. So it's funny because, like, we love defense. So when I'm guarding Keish, we always playing. Keish score on me. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting you back, Keish. Just know you're not about to score on me again. So it's like, it's fun.
Roger?
Roger Cleveland from the Waterbury Republican American newspaper. Moss, you said that the offense is the last piece that needed to be put in place. Do you believe that you need to beat a team like UConn, which usually has 4 or 5 different elite scorers, to get over that hump and prove that you finally arrived now? And who is going to score for you offensively?
I mean, offensively, anybody that gets in a game could score, whether it's me, Diamond, Tay, Lish, Destiny, Shania. It could be anybody's night, to be honest, and we're all scorers. So I don't think that's something that we're worried about. And I mean, our defense, it speaks for itself. We have a great defense. We're number 1 in the country for a reason. And I can't really talk about what's going to happen tomorrow until I get on the court, because then again, I'll be trying to predict the future, and I can't do that. So I'm just going to wait and see tomorrow, and we're just going to play together and try our hardest.
All right, we're going to open it up to our virtual audience here. Bob Joyce, why don't you go ahead? Go ahead, Bob.
Hang on, Pat. All right, now you can hear me. Ladies, first of all, Ty, give me a sense of what Alicia Lewis and Shania Martins have meant to this team since coming over here. How have they fit in as grad transfers?
Oh, Alicia's not a grad transfer. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, as far as Alicia Lewis, she's a great leader. She really sets the tone for us, even though she doesn't start. But once she get in, she's a great passer, great defender, on-ball defender. When we're down, she brings us together, and she's just like, y'all, we gotta get organized. We gotta stick together. But she's a really great point guard. And as far as Shania, she's a great defender. On the top of our press, we really need her. She attacks the basket. She hits good shots for us yesterday in the game that we really needed. So she's really key, and I'm glad that she came this year because she's a part of the big success that we've accomplished this year.
All right, Bob, you're good, right? And if there are no further questions, you just bought a minute here. So thank you very much, ladies. All right, then we are here with Coach Abe right now. We're going to forego the opening comments and open it up to questions from the media. Again, just wait for a wireless mic. Anybody has a question? Pat, Rob, lead us off.
Pat Eaton-Rob from the Associated Press. Coach Abe, can you discuss how different your team is now from when you last played UConn in 2020? Where are the improvements? Obviously, you guys have made progress each and every year.
Yeah, I think I watched a game the last time we played them. I don't know which game it was, but it's just what Masseny was talking about, and just in in terms of, we got a lot of experience back and just balanced scoring, honestly. I mean, looking at those teams, I mean, we had some really good scorers then, too. Obviously, we had KK, and we had Siani Martin, and Moss was still there, and Brittney. I was looking at Brittney and Desto, and they were just so young, and now we got a lot of experience. And I think offensively is just kind of a difference for our team.
Maggie?
Maggie Benoni from Hearst, Connecticut Media. We talked to the players earlier about Nykesha. How does she just impact your team?
She's cool, Keish. And she'll tell you she's cool, Keish, and I think that's a name that they gave her in the WNBA. I mean, I think she's got some shirts that say cool, Keish, So, she's just very, if I back up, when I hired Keish, she was coming on to my staff of really, really high-level coaches, and Keish was just hanging out in our gym and playing pickup. And so I walked into the gym, if you want a cool story, I walked into the gym and my coaches, Tani Valerio and Isokinu Zamari, were playing pickup with our football team, our football coaches. And I walked in the gym just to tease them and heckle them, and because they were really good players too. All my coaches were really good players. So, and played in the NCAA Tournament, good coaches. So I walked in and I was like, what is that? She was jogging up and down the floor, had her hands, I'm going to say it, she's going to get mad at me, hands on her knees. I'm like, nobody would like you to do that when you played, I was thinking. So anyway, she was playing, and she came over to us, and she introduced herself, and she said, congratulations on getting the job here at UCF. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. She didn't have to do that. That's what a cool Keish does, And so we just kind of talk. I had a position open, and all of my members of my staff have either played for me or have coached for me for years. So she was the only one that I interviewed her first, because if you're going to coach with me, you're going to have to handle not me, my staff, and the tight bond we have. And, just everything about my staff is super protective of me, because they all play for me and everything. And so when we interviewed her, it's just so funny. She was cool, Keish. She was like, they were just like, she's cool. We like her. That's, it's her personality that makes her the way she is, and that's why everybody just loves her,
Jason Beatty, Orlando Sentinel. Coach, there was a moment where Diamond, I think, actually got called for a foul, or there was a foul, and she got pushed down in front of the Gators bench last night, and she, was all emotional and passionate. How much do you love seeing that from her, continuing on and on as she grows in confidence?
Yeah, that's how I want. When I recruit, that's what I look for. That's what I saw in Masseny when she played coming out of high school. That's what I saw in Tay when she was playing JUCO. That's what I saw in Diamond. That's what I see in all of our players. That's something that you got to love this game at this level and the level we're at. You got to love this game so much more than you hate working hard. You know what I mean? So, she just all of them are passionate. She just shows it, a little bit more, and it really pumps up Tay. It really pumps up our team. It pumps up Masseny. Everybody kind of feeds off that a little bit, and Diamond knows too, and Moss and Tay also know. Our three captains know, like, if we need some energy, they're the ones that need to step that up. And so obviously Diamond that's just innate in her. When I watched her in high school, she did that. It was great. I was like, I love that. And that's something that's very hard to teach. You can't teach that with that little thing that she has. So. She's been doing it for 4 years for me, so it's normal. She does it in practice, too.
Raj?
Roger Cleveland from the Waterbury Republican American newspaper. Everybody talks about your defense. What is it that makes it so good? Is it aggression? Is it discipline? And has it gotten a lot better this year with everybody being older and more experienced?
Yep, you just answered my question. It's everything. It's all of the above. We were really good last year. We were number one last year too. So, I think it's just, I say it all the time. People are like, you're only a defensive team, Coach A. I'm like, no, we're not. But ours is consistent. We don't mix it up, like everybody. Like I love it when we play teams and they play man and they play zone and then they do a different defense and they do like it's. I know as a coach that those players aren't comfortable in it. Because you're mixing it up so much. We just stay so consistent with what we're doing. And now Masseny has been here 5 years, and so it's it's actually they're super confident because it's not going to mix up and it's not going to change. Our press is not going to change, and then obviously I got to recruit people that are, have that mindset that want to play the way we play, and not everybody can play the way we play because you have to be in really good shape to play the way we play. Everybody says they want to, ooh, I would love to press, but do you want to be in shape to press? Do you want to work on it every day? You want to, run down and backs and run the mile and get your body physically fit to do that, because it is what we do. It is really hard to do, So I think the consistency and just we have a lot of players back that have been playing it for years.
Dom and then Pat. And just a reminder to the virtual audience, if you do have a question, please use that raise your hand function. Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, Dom Amori from the Hartford Courant. Coach, has the American evolved or changed at all since UConn left in the 2 years? And it's obviously they have a certain presence about them, and I imagine when they leave, it's a different world. How is the conference different?
It's not at all. I think our conference is really good. We have really good coaches. We have really good teams. I was saying it back even when UConn was in the conference. I feel like we just get overlooked all the time. Like, we're not Power 5, but we're not mid-major either. So what are we, people? It's just like Jose's been there for years at USF, and he is a great coach. He has great players. So is Lisa at Tulane. She's been there for years. They have great players, great coaching philosophy. So I just think it's a really good conference that gets overlooked, because I don't think we've been put into any, because if we were in mid-major, we would all be in the mid-major polls. We're not even in any mid-major polls ever. So we're kind of like the Big East. We're not Power 5, that's football, but we're not mid-major either. So I just think our conference is really good, and it's going to stay that way. Obviously, we'll be leaving, but I really enjoy it. I've been in a lot of different conferences, and the strength of our coaches is really good.
Coach, speaking of defense, since UConn got everybody back, they now have 9 players that they just rotate in and out, and teams haven't scored over, I think one team scored 55 points in the last 11 or 12 games. So can you talk about their defense and what do you do against that? And does the fact that your team has to go up against your players every day in practice, does that help when you face a team like UConn who just doesn't let people score?
Yeah, and there you go. Great teams have played great defense. It's not just our defense. I think everybody at this level going forward, you're going to have to play defense to win a game. So obviously we played Tennessee. We've played a bunch of teams out there that play really good defense, and so I think our players have prepared themselves. Played Iowa. We've played a lot of Arkansas. We've played a lot of really good defensive teams. USF is ridiculously good defensive team. They're physical, they're tough. They play really hard. They play personnel. So we've been. I thought Florida did a good job of playing defense too. So we've prepared ourselves all year to play really good teams, and that's really why I preached offense. This year a lot, so we could have some really balanced scoring, because last year when we played in the NCAA tournament against Northwestern, it was really Diamond looking to score, and that didn't get us very far, and I think we've evolved in terms of an offensive team. So how they're going to play us tomorrow, I don't know. We're going to go out there and see. We'll know how they're going to guard Moss in the first 5 minutes. We'll know how they're going to guard Diamond in the first 5 minutes. We'll know how they're going to guard Brittney Smith in the first 5 minutes. We know how they're going to guard Tay. And that's pretty much how it's been all season long, and our players know that. So we go out there, we play hard. I know our sets we're going to run. I know exactly what we're going to do to start the game, and then because I'm going to be watching to see how they're going to guard our players, and then after I see how they're going to guard us, then we'll switch up our sets and we'll switch up how we're going to do what we're going to do offensively.
Scott Adams, UCF Athletics. Coach, what has it been, and maybe even to the point you just mentioned, their first quarter evaluation, adjustments, and then you guys have been extremely successful in second halves of basketball games. Is that a testament to the way your ladies take in that coaching and then are able to then execute out on the floor?
Yeah, I think it has to do with our captains, and they have a really big basketball IQ now. They've been listening to our coaches talk for 5, 4, 3 years, and so their basketball IQ is hard. So once they go out and they see, so if right when Moss goes out and sees she catches the ball, are they coming to double or not coming to double? She knows, like, so there's just different situations. So if people are going to start doubling Moss, then I'm going to start moving her around. So I think that they all understand, by halftime how the team is going to guard. Not a lot of teams switch up a big amount on how they're going to guard, So I think for us now this year, it's just so much harder to guard us because if you're going to double Moss and Brittney's open, if you're going to, double Diamond, then Moss and Brittney are open or Tay's open. If you're going to play off of Tay, then we're going to screen her, and she's going to get to the basket. So there's all kinds of things that we do different. And I think this year everybody's been doing a bunch of different things against us. A team Iowa played a box and 1 and a triangle and 2 on us, so that was fun, so that way, if they're going to do that, if they're going to play a triangle and 2 and box and 1, then Desto's getting every rebound, so it's been interesting. Everybody's really tried to play different styles of man defense on us, and if they can't guard us man, then they go zone, and so obviously that was Florida last night. They went zone, so we just kind of wait to see how people are going to guard us, and then we adjust.
Ryan Welch from WKMG in Orlando. It's obvious what the significance of tomorrow's matchup is. What do you want your team's approach to be heading into it?
No, I think Masseny, I don't even know why I'm here. Masseny and Tay can answer every question. I mean, it's the same. We're going to look at it the same. Everything's we've been for years taking one game at a time. Like when we came here, we weren't thinking about the next game. We were thinking about Florida. We were thinking about it could have been Iceland on the shirt for all we care. We got to worry about what we're going to do and what we're great at. And we're great at a lot of things. And so, coming into this game, we were only thinking about, coming into this tournament, we were only thinking about Florida. Now, this morning's the only time they've even watched film on UConn. Obviously I was up watching film and doing stuff, and my assistants had the scout ready. But so now we're, going to go and practice, and we're going to work on what we need to do for tomorrow, So we just prepare one day at a time, one game at a time, and I think that's just how we've been successful at UCF.
Any other questions? Raj?
The last time you guys met, it was an extremely physical game, but is that kind of your style? I mean, do you want to go out there and just physically challenge other teams and see if they'll break?
No, I think it's everybody's style. When we played USF, I mean, we were both like, it was super physical, and I think also it depends on how the 3 people are going to let us play, You know who the 3 people are? Okay, so, and every game's different, when we go out there with those 3 people, I can't say their names, but, so we got to adjust to them too, you know what I mean? So I think at this level, I think every team's going to be physical. They're going to be physical. We're going to be physical. I mean, it was super physical yesterday. I don't think it has to do with any team we're playing. I just think at this level, everybody's going to be that way.
Anybody else have any questions for Coach Abe? All right, thank you very much.
I don't have anybody from there, from the...
There are no hands up in the virtual world. No.
Okay, thank you.